Hello and welcome to today's live English daily lesson with at AM Language. Today we are going to talk about how to talk about different ideas. In this one, I want to try also and explore the language you guys can use when you don't necessarily agree with someone as well. Now, I know it's something I've spoken about in the past, but I'm going to look at it a little bit more. Um, the range of topics, well, that's open. So we can jump from different topics, be it serious topics or not so serious topics. I hope everyone is having a good day. Good afternoon, Evelina. Welcome to today's lesson. And you, Leondina, let me know if you can all hear me. I think the audio should be okay. I don't think there's any problems. Irina, you too as well. Good afternoon. Hello. Welcome to today's lesson. And Irina as well. And Alejandra. Lovely to see all of you. Well, see all of you in terms of your names in the live chat. I can't obviously see you. I hope you all had good lessons this morning. And you are enjoying your time in Malta. The sun is out, it's hot, and I haven't been swimming this week, but hopefully some of you have been able to go to the beach and enjoy the lovely sea. I'll give people a few more minutes and then I'll start then I'll get into it. So there's going to be something for everybody, elementary or up intermediate. I want to try and make sure that there is always something for everyone. Doesn't matter what the level is. And I think the language that I'm going to go with today is language that you can use pretty much at every level. And yeah, we are going to look at talking about ideas. And there's a few different situations that we can look at. Ideas when it comes to doing things, maybe with friends, and when also just talking about, well, various things you might talk about. If there's any particular topics you want to talk about, feel free to jump in with any thoughts and we can explore. And we can end up maybe having a little conversation in the live chat section as well. What I would say is, guys, don't forget you are more than welcome to try and use some of the language that we've looked at this week. So if you want to try and use some abbreviations that we looked at in Monday's lesson, like BRB, be right back, B-C before for because, you are welcome to do so. Feel free to use that language. That's not a problem. I think one of the things we can definitely talk about is sharing ideas in terms of what to do in Malta, where to go, where's a good place to meet, what are good activities, maybe what might not be the best activities. And I know sometimes people do often like to know alternatives as well. So good alternatives to something. So we can cover a range of things. But I think the main two areas is definitely either social or ideas related to more serious topics as well. So we can cover a little bit of everything. I'll give everyone just 30 more seconds and then I'll begin. I think we'll start off with in terms of what do you feel like doing? So this is language that you guys can use straight away. And we'll start simple and we'll work our way up, making things gradually a little bit more difficult. So we'll start off with, well, what do you feel like doing? So things that you can do in the evening, during the day with friends. And you want to share some ideas, okay? And this is where we can use the word shall. Okay, shall we do this? Shall we go to this beach? Shall we go to this beach? Shall is a really important word to know in English. It's a really good word to offer a suggestion, offer an idea, and it means that if you are using the word shall, you probably think it's a good idea. It's probably a good thing to go and do. It's probably something that you would quite like to do as well. So, for instance, the question might be, "What?" And you can use it in a question like, "What shall we do tonight?" And you can offer a suggestion by saying, um, it's usually quite a strong suggestion in the sense that you are saying this is something that you would quite like to do. Maybe shall we go to Parcherville? I use PV short for Parcherville, and you could shall we go to Parcherville? Now, obviously, if you feel like going to Parcherville, that's a simple yes. But maybe you're not sure. Maybe you don't want to go to Parcherville. You want to go out, but you don't feel like Parcherville. So, how can you explain to someone that you don't feel like Parcherville and you would like to do something else? It's very simple. You can say, to be honest. Now, to be honest, I think it's something I've looked at on the channel before, but it's a really good way to say no to something or you disagree with something, but then you want to put forward your reason why and then an alternative suggestion. So, to be honest, plus reason why plus suggestion. So you can say, to be honest, I don't feel like Parcherville tonight, but I do feel like going out. Now, to offer your suggestion, you can do how about. How about the slimmer? Ooh, how about surf? Let's go with Surfside. I can't think of anywhere else. Surfside. Okay, so that's how you can do this. You can start off with, what shall we do tonight? Shall we go to Parcherville? To be honest, I don't feel like Parcherville, but I do feel like going out. Suggestion. How about Surfside? Actually, I just got that wrong there. It's not the Surfside, it's just how about Surfside. There's no the in Surfside. So how about Surfside? And that's how you can use this. So I'm going to ask you a question with shall, and I'm going to see how you guys respond. Okay. What I would like you to do is, don't say yes to my suggestion. I want you to say, to be honest, tell me no, and then I want you to explain very briefly why, and give me a counter, give me a suggestion. So I'm going to go with, shall we? I'm going to suggest an idea. Okay, so shall we go to the cinema tonight? Okay, so later on you can ask me a question with what shall we do, for example, or you want to suggest an idea? Shall we do this? But try and answer that question. Try to tell me no. Use the phrase, to be honest. Tell me maybe you don't feel like going to the cinema, but maybe you do feel like going out. And give me an alternative using how about. So, for example, you might tell me, to be honest, I don't feel like going to the cinema, but I do want to go out. How about we go to Valletta? So that is an example. Let's see what you guys do, and then we'll gradually make things a little bit more difficult, and we'll look at different things. But shall is definitely an important word to know how to use and how to understand. So we'll just do this activity where you guys tell me no, and then you offer a different suggestion. You can always offer another suggestion. You've got how about or shall as well. I mean, you can ask questions. You can put forward ideas with how about doing something, or shall we do something? So you can use both types of language to offer ideas. How about we go here? How about we go to Gozo? Or shall we go to Gozo? Um, shall we go here? So it's a really good idea. It's a good bit of language to know. How about is often used when you're coming up with an alternative. Um, shall can be used for both, but probably a little bit more. You're more likely to use shall when you first suggest an idea. So Leondina has said, to be honest, I don't feel like going to the cinema, but I feel you're just missing the word like. I feel like going out. Shall we go dancing? That's a really good suggestion. Well done, Leondina. That's really good. Excellent, good. So just don't forget, feel like. Feel like. You always need feel like. Actually, I don't feel like, and then you put your verb ing. Okay, so I don't feel like going. I don't feel like watching. Shall we go dancing? When you at the end of these suggestions, you can always put instead as well, as instead means an alternative. So you can always expand by saying, shall we go dancing instead? Now, instead is an extra word. It emphasizes the alternative. And it's a useful word to know. But well done, Leondina. I like your suggestion. I like your answer. Good. Well done. You're welcome now. Try and come up with, feel free to put forward an idea to me. Okay. I'll give everyone just a few more minutes, and then I'll move on to the next one. And this next one is just going to be now talking about a slightly different social situation. So Irina says, to be honest, I have quite a home mood. I have quite a home. You feel like okay, so you're in a home mood. You would say instead of I have, you would probably say uh I'm quite I'm in a homely mood. I'm in a home. Yeah, you'd probably go with homely. You change home to an adverb, homely mood. So to be honest, I'm in a homely mood. But we can have a dinner near the house if you want. Okay, I see what you're going for with. I like your alternative suggestion. So well done, Irina. I think there's a lot of good things about that. Well done. Good start. Okay, guys, so we're off to a really good start. Well done. Okay, now let's look at how we can talk about a social situation. And this time we're going to look at a disagreement. Now, disagreements can be really difficult, especially in your second language. There's a lot of meaning that can be lost when trying to explain yourself. So first of all, we're just going to look at an example, at a situation. Okay. So you've got two people, your group of friends, and you can't agree on something. In this case, we're going to say on let's say who said what. So people are having an argument, and maybe people are offended with one another. So let's say we've got two people arguing. We've got John and Kate. Okay, and the situation is they are arguing. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at a situation that can happen when living with other people. So they are arguing about the kitchen. Okay, the kitchen is always in a mess. Okay, so the kitchen is always in a mess. Okay, and maybe Kate is saying, no one ever cleans up after themselves. Okay, so after people use the kitchen, they don't clean. So then John is saying, for example, maybe John is saying, it's not my problem because I clean up after myself. So John is saying, it's not my problem, I clean up after myself. So there's a question of the kitchen is a problem. So how can you try and solve this problem? Here you need to introduce, and you want to come up with an idea, and you want to try and help solve the problem. Okay, so first of all, you want to try and calm the mood. Okay, you want to calm the mood. Maybe people are getting a little bit angry, so this is where you can say, for example, first phrase. Okay, let's not get carried away. We can solve this problem. Okay, so what are we using here? We're using this phrase, let's not get carried away. Okay, let's not get carried away. What does this mean? You're saying we need to slow down, okay, and think about it, okay, whatever it is. Okay, so it's a really good phrase to know. You can use it in most environments: work, school, home, socializing. You can always use it. And it's when you feel that people are getting too angry, too upset, and maybe they're making a small problem into a really big problem, and you just want the problem to be solved. So this is where you can first enter the conversation, and you can say, let's not get carried away. Okay, and it's important to know how to say this with the right intonation. So you want to stress, let's not get carried away. Carried away. So you want to stress carried away. Let's not get carried away. So you want to stress carried and away. Okay. So like I said, you're saying we need to slow down and think about it. And then you can offer your suggestion. And to offer your suggestion, again, you can use what if. Okay. What if we created or make, what if we created a cleaning timetable, for example? So you want to use what if to make your suggestion, and it's going to take on the format of a little bit of a second conditional. So what if plus past simple. So that's the first option that you can use. Okay, what if we created a cleaning timetable? What if we make a timetable? Okay, what if we made a timetable? Okay, now you can also use the present simple to make the suggestion. So you can say, for instance, what if plus present simple. You can do it as well to say the same thing. So you can say, what if we make a timetable? So you can use both the first and the second conditional structures. The first part of a first conditional, or the first part of a second conditional, even a zero conditional. But I don't want to overcomplicate it. But you can, in simple terms, to offer a suggestion, to offer an idea, you can use what if plus the past simple, or what if plus the present simple. Both are fine, both get the job done. So what if we make a timetable? What if we created a kitchen timetable, for example? So these are really good ideas that you can, this is a good language you can use to come up and introduce ideas, okay? Let's see, am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything at this point. So what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm going to present to you a problem. And this time I want you guys to try and come up with a solution. First, you need to use the phrase, let's not get carried away. And then then you guys can suggest a solution to the problem. Okay, so what we're going to do is, this is the situation. Okay. John and Katie are having an argument again. Okay. John is saying, I can never clean my clothes. Someone is always using the washing machine. Kate says, that's because you only try to clean or wash your clothes once a week. You're really dirty and always complaining. Okay, so John and Kate are disagreeing again. So you are the other person living with these two people. You need to come in, you need to calm things down, and you need to try and offer a suggestion, offer an idea using what if, okay, to solve the problem of people never being able to, well, John in this case saying that he can never clean his clothes. He can never wash his clothes. There's a real problem. Alejandra says, I can never is possible. I can't never. No, what you can use is I can never do something. That's fine. If you use can't, you have to use I can't ever do something. So that's just a slight difference. And it's to do with if you use the abbreviation. So if you use can, you need to use never. If you use can't, then you have to use ever. Both have the same meaning. So I can never wash clothes or I can't ever wash clothes. Both are fine, but grammatically, if you use can, the positive, then you use the negative. If you use can't, then you need to use ever. And this is actually goes for a lot of modal verbs. Usually if you use the positive modal verb, let's say would, for example, plus never. And if you use the negative, wouldn't, ever, okay? The negative plus ever. So that's how we can, that's an important thing to use. So negative modal verb plus ever. So positive modal verb, you use never. A negative modal verb, you use ever. Okay. So yeah, see if you can try and solve the problem between John and Kate with the washing machine. Let's see what you come up with. Okay. What you guys come out with. It's a really good question, Alejandra, because modal verbs can be quite difficult and you can easily get confused between never and ever. They can be confusing, but just remember, if you use the modal verb and it's positive, like can, would, or should, then you're going to link it with never. But if it's the negative, then it's going to be ever, and that's a good rule to remember. That will always be useful. Okay, so I'll give you guys a couple more minutes, and then we'll move on to the next one. As you can see, we've looked at first looked at two social ones. Then we're going to look at two more serious topics rather than just social problems. But these phrases are really good to know. So far we have looked at shall we go, for example, to offer suggestion, then saying no by saying to be honest, and then how about. And then on top of that, we've now looked at let's not get carried away, and then to offer an idea of to do something, we're using the structure of what if. So what if we created a cleaning timetable? What if we make or what if we have a washing a washing timetable, for example, whatever it might be. It's a good idea. This is useful. This is good language to know. Okay, so I'll give you guys another minute and then we'll move on to the next one. But yes, see if you can answer and solve the problem to John and Kate. So just to remind you, John and Kate are having an argument over using the washing machine because they want to wash their clothes. John says, I can never clean my clothes. Someone is always using the washing machine. And then Kate replies saying, that's because you only try to wash your clothes once a week. You're really dirty and always complaining. Leondina has come in with, let's not get carried away. What if we washed our clothes in alternative? So close. It's a fantastic suggestion. And I'm going to have to give you 99% on this one, Leondina. Perfect. Alternative days, really good suggestion. Just remember, instead of in, it's on, because you're using the word day. So because you're using the word day, it's going to have to be on. You just need to remember that on alternative days. But it's a fantastic suggestion. Really good use of language. Let's not get carried away. What if we washed our clothes on alternative days? Really good. I think that's an excellent answer. And if you have to use that in the future, then well done. I'm really pleased to see that. And that's exactly how that's all you need to do. That's all the language. That's a good starting point when it comes to language to try and solve social problems, for example. Okay, let's now move on to when you're having what we would call, a heated discussion. Okay, now when I say a heated discussion, this is when people are having an argument. Heated conversation, by the way, if you ever use the word heated conversation, it means people were getting angry. Heated means people were getting angry about something. Okay, so in this case, we're going to look at a slightly more serious conversation. And this time we're going to look at another type of problem. It's still social. It's still a social problem, but it's heated. It's more of a problem. So the situation is you and your friends are out. Okay, you're in a social environment, and one of your friends ends up in an argument with someone you don't know, and they're starting to get very angry at each other. Now, this could easily be, let's say, for example, between a friend and a taxi driver, a friend and a barman, a friend and a waiter, or just two strangers, two people. You and your friend are maybe at a bar, and your friend ends up having an argument with someone. Okay, how do you calm the situation? How do you come up with an idea to try and solve the problem? Okay, so we'll come up with a situation. Now, some of you might end up going out to a place like Parcherville. There's lots of people, there's nightlife, and people will drink, obviously, and sometimes people end up a bit drunk. So you might find yourself in this situation. So what English can you use to solve the problem? Okay. So the situation here is, again, John. I don't know why John is a problem. Okay, so John. John is getting angry with some guy, okay? We don't know who this guy is at this point. And they're having a heated argument. It could be something as simple as maybe over just trying to get to the bar, for example. You guys, if you ever go to Parcherville, you will know there are a lot of people and it's difficult to get to the bar. And they start arguing, okay? And what we would call, okay, it's a serious social situation because it could become violent, for example. But we would call, what's a good word for this type of argument? You can actually probably use the word bickering or to bicker. Okay, to bicker. Sorry, bicker. Sorry, I misspelled that. Bicker, to bicker. Or you can tell them to stop bickering, okay? Bickering is when you're having an argument over something that is quite small, but you're making it into something serious, okay? So to bicker, it's a good word to know. To bicker, to argue over something small, but you are taking it very seriously. So John is bickering, okay? I'd like you guys to try and complete this next sentence. We're going to try and use bickering, okay? So you can say, okay, you've got two options. There's no need to bicker. John, come with me. We'll go somewhere else. Okay. So there's no need to bicker. John, come with me. We'll go somewhere else. Okay. Alternatively, you can say, you can say, look, stop bickering. It's not worth it. Come with me and we'll go somewhere else. Okay, now this is important language to know. So there's no need to bicker. John, come with me. We'll go somewhere else. Okay, so you're trying to solve the situation by getting your friend John out of the situation. Alternatively, if you want to be a little bit stronger, you can say, stop bickering. It's not worth it. Come with me and we'll go somewhere else. This is how you put an idea, but it's a strong idea. You're basically telling John, you need to stop, come with me. Okay. It's more than just putting out an idea, I suppose. You're attempting to solve the problem. So we've got what you might be thinking, worth it. Okay. If you say it's not worth it, it simply means it's not a good idea. If it is worth it, then it's a good idea in simple language. So that's why you want to know this term worth it. It's not worth it. So there's no need to bicker. Bicker. There's no need to bicker. John, come with me. We'll go somewhere else. Okay. It's a very good way the best way to solve this problem is to remove your friend, take your friend away from the situation and use the term, it's not worth it. Okay. It's not a good idea. Doesn't matter. I mean, that's what you're saying. It doesn't matter. So This time it's going to be your turn, okay? I'm going to put a situation on here and you need to try and solve the problem. So this time John is arguing with an ex-girlfriend at the bar and is getting angry. A possible problem. So your friend John is arguing with an ex-girlfriend at the bar and is getting angry. So this time you guys now need to think, okay, John and his ex-girlfriend are bickering. It's not good, and it's the evening is going from being enjoyable to not being enjoyable. So you need to get John out of there. You need to explain to him. You need to tell him this is not a good idea. So this is where you can come in with this language. There's no need to bicker. John, come with me. We'll go somewhere else. Or stop bickering. It's not worth it. Come with me and we'll go somewhere else. Somewhere else is really good. It just means somewhere else is another location, okay? Somewhere else simply means another location or another place, okay? It's good to know, and I strongly suggest it. So let's see what you guys come out with. Actually, I'm going to help you guys with this one. I'm going to write a sentence, and this time it's not going to be complete. So let's see what you end up doing. No. I'm not going to tell you what verb you need because the verbs you need are up there already. So there's no need. It's not. Okay. Try and complete this sentence. There's no need. It's not. Let's somewhere. Okay. Now, don't forget, in one of at the beginning, there's no need. You need your verb. And you need to think about if it's a verb with ing or if you need to at the beginning. I am thinking about the word we've used in my examples, beginning with B. Then we've got it's not something. Okay, so this word, it begins with W. We've just looked at it. And then we're finishing off with somewhere, trying to explain, let's go to a different place. So let's see if you guys can complete this sentence. And then we would have looked at a good range of trying to solve problems like this. And this is language that you can use straight away as well. If you like this type of lesson and you would like to have more lessons like this, but you would like to learn language whereby you can try and talk about more serious topics, things, like politics or strong opinions on ideas, then let me know, and I can do a lesson on that as well. So let me know let me know by liking the video. As you can see, we've looked at 3 different situations today, trying to solve problems and ideas words that we can use to put to have your say and your idea on something. So Alejandra, there's no need to bick. You're really close. Don't forget, with bick, you just need bicker. You need the ER on the end, okay? It's not a place to it. Let's come with me and somewhere else. You're really, really close, Alejandra. Very, very close. Leondina says, There's no need to bicker. It's not worth it. Let's go somewhere else. Yeah, so this is the correct answer. Okay, there's no need to bicker. Bicker, okay? So Bicker. There's no need to bicker. Okay, it's not worth it. Okay, so remember, it's not worth it. It's not a good idea. Uh, let's go somewhere else. So if you use let's, don't forget let's is short for let us. So we can't say let us come with me. We would say let us go. Okay, let us go somewhere else. Okay, good. Well done, guys. So some really good ideas here. Evelina, you're really close, nearly there. You just need the to before bicker because it's the infinitive. But other than that, guys, really good. Well done. Good stuff. Okay. So we've had a look at quite a few things today. We've looked at 3 different situations. I would say a really good idea, guys. Pick maybe 3 new phrases that you might have learned in this lesson and practice using them. I would say when trying to learn new vocabulary, make sure you learn things well rather than just learning a lot. Less is more because then you know how to use it. It's advice that I have to tell myself sometimes because it's easy to start thinking I need more, I need to learn more, I need to learn more. But that more does not mean you know it well. So I would say pick 3 new phrases today. Maybe like using what if, for example, start of your sentence, or how about. Those 2 are really good, and that way it can be really good for you guys to actually use this language properly. So thank you very much on that one. So guys, that brings us to the end of today's lesson. I think it feels like today's lesson went very, very quickly. Tomorrow is a really good lesson. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's lesson. Tomorrow we're going to look at adjectives and something called gradable and non-gradable adjectives. There's something for everyone at every level. So it doesn't matter if you're elementary, pre-intermediate, intermediate, up intermediate, even advanced. There will be something for you tomorrow, and knowing what gradable and non-gradable adjectives are really important. As always, we'll start off slightly easier, and we'll try and work our way up, making things a little bit more difficult as we go along. So yes, that will be tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And then Friday, we have word stress, which is going to be more of a pronunciation lesson as well. So a special thank you today, guys. I'd like to thank Evelina, Leandina, and Alejandra, Arena, and Arena as well. Thank you very much for participating, for writing in the live chat section. It's really good to see, and I think you all did really well today. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So in the meantime, guys, have a really good evening. Enjoy the evening. It looks like a lovely evening. It looks like it's going to be nice weather. Maybe you guys get to go and swim. So thank you for watching. And if you're watching later, thank you for watching as well. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and share the channel as well. And I'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Cracking lesson today, Leondina. Thank you very much, and fantastic English. Cracking lesson. For those of you watching who might not know, if you say cracking lesson or cracking job, cracking film, it means really good. So cracking lesson. Thank you very much. And TQ, yes, well done with the abbreviation. Thank you. Good stuff. Well done, guys. So yes, cracking lesson. I hope you have a cracking evening. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow, and bye for now.